Hello everyone, welcome to another Weather Wednesday. Well, the state of Colorado is slowly relaxing their stay-at-home order, and pretty soon we'll be back into the Discovery Center with our Science on a Sphere. But until then, I would like to show you guys some websites that you can use to forecast your own weather at home. So without further ado, let's take a look at some of those websites. The first website that I would like to share with you is Weather Underground, or wonderground.com. This is a great website that has just some very basic information where you are at, along with some stories, some general stories of what's happening in the weather. On the top right, you can enter your location or a location you're interested in, and it's a pretty powerful search engine. You can find very obscure places. You can find the forecast for some very small places anywhere around the world right there. Couple pull down menus at the top, maps and radar. That's where you can look at some forecast models or just take a look at what's going on with radar right now. Wonder Map is okay. It's not too bad. There's some things you can play around with that. Severe weather is where you can look for hurricanes, tropical cyclones, typhoons around the world. You can take a look at which parts of the U.S. is experiencing some severe weather. And you can take a look at that. So a lot of different things you can explore with Wonderground. The next one I'm going to point out is the one I've mentioned quite a few times, and that's earth.nullschool.net. And here you can see our Earth right below us here, and you can see the wind vectors. Now, little quiz. Do you remember what the different rotations or different directions of the wind mean? If the wind is going left, what does that mean in the northern hemisphere? Remember, left starts with the letter L, and so does low pressure. So when the wind is spinning left, like it is here over the northern Pacific, it shows a low pressure system. If winds are going to the right, like they are off of southern California here, that indicates high pressure. So here you can see some great examples of a low pressure and high pressure systems. And remember, clouds don't like high pressure, but they do like to gravitate towards that low pressure area. So we can see two major systems, one off the east coast, one off the west coast here. This one off the northeast coast has brought some cold temperatures and a lot of moisture to the northeast. So it actually dropped quite a bit of snow, if you are surprised by that, in the northeast. I think one town in New York experienced over 14 inches of snow from this system. So that's pretty amazing stuff. You can see over the southeast part, there's a slight rotation to the right. That means high pressure, so the southeast is experiencing some nice weather. However, it's drawing up this moisture from the Gulf of Mexico here, and that could be fuel for thunderstorms. So we'll have to keep an eye open for that. Now, the nice thing about Earth.nullschool is it's also tied in to forecast models. And so if you click on the word Earth and you open up all these different features here, you can fast forward by 3-hour increments or by full day and see what the weather is going to be like. So let's go ahead and fast forward one day, take a look and see what's going on. So that system off the northeast is making its way off, and that high pressure system is making its way up the east coast there, which is creating a bit of wind a couple days from now, a little bit of wind to the coastal area. Those low pressure systems in the Gulf of Alaska is kind of sliding down to the northwest right there, the Pacific Northwest, which will bring moisture to the Seattle area. However, that high pressure area is going to stick around. It's going to stick around the California area, so California will continue to see some good weather. Now, as we progress through the week and as far out as my forecast model will go, yep, that's about it right there. We do see, again, another opportunity for some moisture being pulled up from the Gulf of Mexico. And if it collides with a low pressure system, which looks like it may be building right here, there could be a chance for severe weather in the Midwest here. So keep an eye out on that for May 1st, which is Friday. Now there's a bunch of other features that are just really, really cool to use on this. One is ocean. So if you click on ocean, now we are looking at the waves. This is actually showing right now wave heights, significant wave heights. And you can see some areas where there might be some stronger winds is kicking up some higher waves. But the one feature that is really important to look at, especially as we enter into the hurricane season, is sea surface temperature. And sea surface temperature will tell us, and I need to go back to now here, the sea surface temperature will tell us how much fuel there is in the water that will add to hurricane strengthening or not, or it going away. So sea surface temperature is very important to take a look at. Let's go back to the air. You can look at chemistry, particulates, space. That is things from the sun, so cosmic rays and so forth, ultraviolet exposure, those kinds of things. But here's some fun ones. One is mean sea level pressure, MSLP. Again, here you can see those low pressure systems, which are purple in this scale. And in the top right, there's another in the northeast there's that low pressure system there. A little bit of low pressure over the Rockies, but I don't know if that's exactly because of low pressure weather or if that's because of the Rockies kind of pushing up, creating some low pressure there. One other one is temperature. So this is looking at temperature around the world, which kind of ties to one of my favorite ones to look at, which is the Misery Index. And the Misery Index combines the humidity, the strength of the winds, the temperature, and really puts it together into, is it going to be really, really frigid or really, really hot? So heat index and wind chill is another way of saying Misery Index. So that's kind of fun to take a look at. So back to the wind and looking around the world here. Let's see if there's anything else of interest. So now remember, in the northern hemisphere, low pressure systems spin left, but in the southern hemisphere, low pressure systems spin right. And here's a great example of one right here. This is a storm that is kind of losing its steam a little bit right now, but this was a pretty powerful storm. Earlier today, it had wind speeds of close to 100 kilometers an hour, so that's a very strong storm. But you can see a nice tight rotation there to the right. That's a low pressure system. And then if it's rotating to the left in the southern hemisphere, that is a high pressure system. So we see high pressure system off the west coast of Australia and a high pressure system between Australia and New Zealand. So it's causing some pretty good days, pretty nice and sunny days in Australia. Looking around, you can see in the Indian Ocean, things are pretty quiet right there. There's a high pressure system. Again, we're back north of the equator. So high pressure system there. And man, I could just spend lots of time just looking around at this, looking at the winds going around, identifying low pressures and high pressures. And again, using that step forward feature to see what the forecast is for different areas. Now, if you want one that's a little bit more kid-friendly, I recommend meteoearth.com. Meteoearth.com, as you can see here, has a lot of those same features that you can turn on and off. You got temperature. Check that out. You can see cities at night. You have precipitation, cloud cover, wind, which is being shown right now. If there's any tropical storms out there, and then pressure. That's what these lines are, is pressure. And so a very simple, easy to see, easy to identify model for kids of all ages, right? And then lastly, if you want to take a look at weather satellites, I recommend the website realearth.ssec.wisc.edu, or just Google Real Earth and you will get that as one of the top hits. So what we're seeing right here is we're seeing an infrared image, satellite image. Now you're going to have to pull this up yourself, and here's how you do that. On the left-hand side, there is a tab called Products. There is a full list of all different kinds of satellites that you can tap into. All of these are satellite imagery. And the ones that I really like to use are Goes East and Goes West. Right now I'm showing Goes West full disk and Goes East full disk. And then within that list, this one is called Clean Infrared. Another good one to use is True Color. So let's take a look and see what we see. Off of the northeast, there is that low pressure system. It looks like it has moved off by now. And there, remember that high pressure system over the southeast part of the United States? Well, there it is, nice clear skies right there. And that moisture that was coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, look, it's contributing to some cloud development, probably some thunderstorms popping up on the Mexico border there and central part of Texas. And otherwise, pretty nice day there. Again, California, remember looking at California, there was that high pressure system off the coast. Very clear skies right there. So this is proof that we know what we're talking about, that you guys can forecast things and identify weather elements in your own home. It's so fascinating, so cool that you can pull up all different kinds of satellite images from space right there in the comfort of your home. So as you continue to be safe at home, I encourage you to visit some of these websites. And if you have any questions, please let us know. So I hope you found some of those websites useful. What did you think? Did you like one more than another? Do you have some weather websites that you would recommend for us to look at? What I'd like you to do is leave some comments in our social media platforms and tell us what you think would be a good weather website. Also reach out to us with any questions that you have about forecasting weather. We'd love to hear from you. So thank you for watching. If you'd like to watch more Weather Wednesday videos, or for more ideas on hands-on activities to do from home, visit our website at discoverspace.org. Or if you'd like to support us, visit our website spacefoundation.org/donate today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.